Hey there, this is Lucas speaking, and I'm going to be giving you guys a summary of the epic Beowulf. Though a quick but important note I gotta add is that I'm only summarizing the watered down version as found in the whole literature textbook, and in not the whole freaking thing, okay? Okay? Okay, so let's start. Beowulf begins with King Hrothgar, a well respected leader of the Danes, in Denmark, by the way, and his men chilling out celebrating in Herod. And while Hrothgar's men are having the time of their lives, a monster named Grendel, who's like a descendant of Cain, attacks Herod and kills 30 of them. Yeah, 30 of them. So then Grendel has the Danes wetting their beds every night, and this goes on for 12 freaking years. Finally, help arrives in the form of Beowulf. Beowulf is the Prince of Geats, which means he's from Sweden, and he hears about Hrothgar's pest problem, and he decides to help him. He even boasts that he'll fight Grendel without any weapons. Arrogant, I know, but anyway. Beowulf and his men go and sleep in the Harrit, and then Grendel walks in there like a freaking golden corral or something, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been here before. It's just gonna be same as usual." So he picks up a geat and then he eats them, and then he picks up Beowulf, and Beowulf was like, "Ha ha, nope." And Grendel was like, "Oh snap!" So then they start fighting and stuff, and Beowulf's men were like, "We're gonna help," but they were useless because Grendel bewitched their weapons so they wouldn't hurt him or anything. So Beowulf and Grendel kept fighting and fighting until Beowulf tore Grendel's arm off. Disgusting, I know. And after that, Grendel retreats back to his home and he dies. So the next morning, everybody's like, "Oh my god! Look at all of this! Grendel's dead! Oh my gosh, Beowulf is so awesome!" But not as awesome as King Hrothgar, of course. Ha! And all was well. Well, until Grendel's pissed off mom decided to go to Herod herself and take back not only Grendel's arm, but Hrothgar's best friend on top of that. So Hrothgar calls up Beowulf again and tells him where Grendel and his mom lives. Grendel still lives with his mom, but he tells him about this nasty and swampy place where they lived, and Beowulf went off to the home of Grendel and his mom. Grendel still lives with his mom, and he finds Grendel's mom, and they begin to fight and tussle, and Beowulf finds that his sword is useless against Grendel's mom, so he's having a struggle, he's having a hard time, until he finds another sword, and it's like super effective. Not only does he cut off Grendel's mom's head, but he finds Grendel's body and cuts off his head too. Oh my god, this story is so violent. But anyway, he returns to Hrothgar with Grendel's head, and he goes back to Sweden, and then he's crowned king. And all is well! Until some idiot 50 years later decides to steal the dragon's precious treasure, and pisses him off, and Beowulf is at it again. So he gathers up his men and tells him that he's going to face the dragon alone. He's got to be at least 70 years old at this point. How are you going to fight a dragon when you're 70 years old? I don't even know. And by yourself at that. Your dumb, arrogant self. So Beowulf goes in, and he has a hard time, and I'll admit I laughed when I read that. I really did. And all of Beowulf's hand-picked men were like running away, except for Wiglaf, and he gives the classic "after all he's done for us" speech, and he goes in to assist his king alone. And in the end, Wiglaf and Beowulf, they slay the dragon, but Beowulf is fatally wounded. He gives his final wishes and passes the throne to Wiglaf before dying. And Wiglaf, being an honorable man, fulfills these wishes, but not without having a few words with the men who ran away. To close up the summary, Beowulf did heroic things. That cannot be denied. But in all honesty, he was arrogant and stupid. I mean, seriously, fighting an angry dragon at about the age of 70? flee.